What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Right? Is firstly with South African artists, you guys niphila phesheya kodwa nila. Firstly, you know, everything that you everything that you do is directly like America and like
everything goes back to brand, and it's
You see, that's
and
what I'm
that's what I
saying.
hate about it. Like I got to a point where I was just like, oh, bala my brand, like literally, guys. Yeah, I was like, I hate it. Oh, ba.
I think it was day
Yeah,
before.
day before yesterday, bro. I'm like, we can't allow brands to take over us or take ownership over us, no matter what.
No, but they do because we need the money.
Yeah, I get it. I get
It's not even that. It's like we've taught ourselves, Gucci, the benchmark of success is when you're starting to get brand checks. But now, if I give you like, there's a lot of people who I've seen who I think are successful, like in different genres, who probably have never walked into a brand office or spoken to any brand guy. They've got the success through what they do. You know what I mean? Through the music. Like Maskandi artists hit gold a week because Abalandeli consume the product. You know? Like I just heard like last week actually with the GP Gangsters. You guys know GP Gangsters. The GP Gangsters is saying it's like a collection of their albums, a 5-pack, $500, and they've been selling them. Like you won't hear a lot of rappers even sell a mixtape ganja
Yeah, anymore.
anymore.
Are they selling it out the booth?
They like they posting them all over the country.
but I think that's the tricky part.
But in my case, do you not think
It's not
the market is different?
Kodwa yiphi yo market uzothenga isithi ya 500 rand.
I get you.
I mean, if you're making R9 a song on iTunes,
Actually,
Is
2
it not
rand.
better?
You're
I mean, I
fighting
get
for your
shooting.
piece on the 2 rand.
I guess it's weird wrong. I think we have a perception of high. Our markets, our urban market, no longer goes to the store or no longer is in the streets. You don't get the money, just a phone in.
which is weird because upon dropping the EP a few weeks ago, a week there's like people requesting
For CDs, yeah.
which now says Shutina.
That goes back to, is urban market part of the problem sometimes?
Of course.
But what is urban?
The
young.
not
let's
I
have-
wouldn't say the digital word. I would say the people that have access.
Okay, look. So, who do you consider the people that have access? People that live, like
Not north only.
no. So I'm saying like just like lower middle class, and all the way to upper middle class. Is that the bracket you're
I'd
talking?
say not even lower. I'd say middle class.
Now the craziest thing is that our country is majority the bottom. You know what I mean? It's 90% of the people, 90% of the population are people that are not nowhere close to middle class, right? Godwa, they consume the product more than anybody. In the sense
I've
that-
never paid to get into the club.
But that's what
There are
that's
people
exactly
that
what I'm
pay.
saying. Is that urban and not maybe let me not say just urban, but people that are generally in the circles that we will frequent a lot, they have no drive to kind of subscribe to you as a musician. They
But
don't
you know
have it
what?
because they can
Also-
see you.
No, but
You know?
okay, outside of that,
And
is
then
this.
just let me just get there and then I'll let you. And then we expect them to be our consumer when at the end of the day there is a 50 million people that is lower LSM that doesn't understand all of these things that we will go through from a Monday to a Sunday, who really consume music. And the things that he's stating are the truth. Those are the people that will spend 500 rand. That's 500 rand is a lot of
I
money.
consider those people. I consider the lower LSM to be the urban market.
Yeah.
Because for me, when somebody says urban, it means like you're hip, you're with it, you're current. You know what I mean? It's like an evolving, like an emerging, like something that's constantly growing and becoming something. So The lower LSM is firstly the biggest market for Android products, which is, and the word Android is a virus that's constantly adopting and dominating. You understand what I'm saying? So they consume the most Android products in all of the country, and then they consume the most whatever's cool and happening that's trendy. Mobugela, all these weird shows that are like that we look at and say, these jokes, like these shows we wouldn't watch, but those shows hit millions, like crazy numbers on YouTube, you know? So it's like we got it really weird. Like we think that middle class is urban, but they're actually not urban.
Maybe not in middle class.
As a too, I remember like when I'd host a gig, a clapping, and I'd be there at 1 a.m. and take a look around. I'm speaking to whoever I'm working with on that particular event. I'd say, no, kulenga boy, and like about 2 a.m. And then I put it up against when I was doing the rock bottom experience, where I had chosen small towns in the more rural areas, where it would become so big by 1 Emini that the councillor affigured to the venue and be like, we'd like to offer you the sports field.
So you guys can move.
So, because it's crazy,
But it's
you know?
that access thing again. The people that we generally tend to look at as our market, they don't.
Nobody even know, like my thing is
You're not the star. There.
They can still
Everyone
say,
is-
I got
everyone
more
is
money
also
than
the
you.
star.
But the biggest question is
because
like,
that's how they gauge
where do you want your product? You
But
want
let
your
me
product
say
at
this
Woolies
is this,
or
it's not
ShopRite?
our fault. Like,
We want our
it's the
products
artist and the
everywhere.
audience
Mina
fault,
ShopRite
ne?
ngiyabona uLwethu.
Ngoba,
Different down.
Yonke indawo.
Different shop price. Different. I say Woolworths.
but let me get here. I'm gonna speak. Everyone here is a musician. You guys all do music. I'm more of the concept, the consumer, right? Is firstly with South African artists, you guys niphila phesheya kodwa nila.
Yeah.
Firstly, you know everything that you everything that you do is directly like America and like
The benchmark.
do you know what I mean? That's America. And then what do you accept? And then you still expect the lower LSM to vibe with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. I always say with hip hop, it's even worse because hip hop, I'm like, it is 5% of South Africa. Any which way you put it, whether you're selling, buying, consuming, it's 5%. Like, there's a bigger space. Do you know what I mean? Like, hip hop artists barely get booked at festivals. That's a joke. And that's where you get your real audience. That's where people see you and they're like, oh my God. For me, it's a joke that sumo. Same thing you're saying. Uthi, I don't need to have to reach out or try to find you because it's there.
Yeah, I think as South African hip hop artists, what we need to understand, yes, we did adopt a genre, a Western, or that's from America. But we need to try by all means make it our own. I think that's what we've been trying to do with our music for the longest time. We try to make sure that as much as it's hip hop and it's from America, but we want to make it our own. We have a huge influence of the dress. The dress code, I'm sure, is more influential than maybe sometimes the music, because you see people dressing hip
But
hop
it's also
across
that's also a
all the
worldwide thing.
boards.
It's not just unique to us. Yeah, that's a world.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm talking because we're here. So that's why you're right in saying that, hey, there are a lot of South African hip hop artists are just American. Like, you should be rapping in vernac. We rap in vernac as much as we can, as much as it's a English genre.
I personally think, like, guys, the conversation around like, oh, yo, English, vernac, how you sound, where you from, that means nothing.
True.
It means nothing. Like, it's literally like, one thing that I've realized, especially where hip hop is concerned, is that if you can take a South African record and play it in China, and somebody will bob their head, it's music and it works. Music is supposed to just speak. You know what I'm saying? But in this culture, it's just that a lot of cats, instead of being comfortable with his own stories, your own life experiences, your own surroundings.
That's what will make it.
Like,
yeah.
usukade ukuthi now usufuna ama bed. Ungalazi ngisho ne bed elilodwa.
Nonke nifuna ama
That's it, any cost.
I'll
How I
have
see
to
it,
That's facts. That's facts.
And you know, hey, flop, ukuthi, also the media outlets where our music is played will pump up so much of music from abroad that as an an artist, an upcoming artist, or somebody that's really trying to maintain.
All the DJs are playing Drake, so you want to play a song that will link into
yeah,
Drake.
ish.
So you
Okay,
can get
so
placed
this
at
is
the
the
club.
sound that's working. You're looking at the radio monitor, you're looking at charts, you're looking at all of these things where you want to be. And they're all overpopulated by music from the outside. So I think that's also a bigger influence on what we're talking about now, because Tina, we might have extensive knowledge based on experience. But cabanga into ehlala kuloya muzi loya. Na 16 ifuna ukupop. Igadu MTV, igadu Channel O, igadu Trace. Iyabuka ukuthi no. Na sound ehamba. Yabo.
Ngoba ngibona lento
Into
every day.
uyabona ukuthi,
But that thing is so simple because at the end of the day, it's just record labels buying space. Record labels buy space to promote.
But also the labels are a problem because a
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
that's
saying.
how
That's what I'm
they
saying.
influence
Exactly.
intwana on the ground.
But like, you know, the craziest
Yeah, well-
thing is like we can sit here and say, yo, the labels are the problem, the channels are the problem. It's like the biggest genre, our biggest export doesn't embrace hip hop at all. Our biggest export is dance. You get me? So for example, as a Black Coffee lit as Black Coffee is lit right now in Ibiza, won't do a record with a Keenan, won't do a record with a TB. Like, I'm not even gonna get to everybody else. I'm just talking about, okay, cool. He won't do a record with them. You know what I'm saying? So one day we're gonna wake up, he's gonna have records with Drake. And I'm not saying, you know, you must do that, you must put cats on. No. But in Nigeria, DJ Tunes, who's big in New York, will do a record with a WizKid, and then we'll do a record with some other cats. That's just cross-genre and building something that's saying, we as South African, this is our export. You get what I'm saying? Like, you jumping on like Beast jumping on a track with Spin Names, that's now saying, okay, cool, this is our genre, music-wise. It has nothing to do with your hip-hop, your dance. This is our genre as a country. You feel me? So, like, the fact Gucci cats that are in dance music feel like they're this. And
Do you know that sounds good on paper, but then it will monopolize the game. Only a few people will eat in that way. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
But if
Lisa, yeah,
if it's that way, because also if you think about what you're saying, it's basically is that I do hip hop, they do house, and the other does alternative. Our blueprint as South Africa, we are multifaceted country. There's so many cultures like that is actually that what you're saying should be our sound. It shouldn't be hip hop.
yeah,
it
it's
shouldn't
not
be
hip hop.
Our sound is a fusion of so many cultures, so many sounds, so
To
many
rap on
experiences.
beats. That's your talent. Your talent is when my beats. My beats. As a rapper, your talent is to rap on beats. You get what I'm saying? So now in America, when an artist is really popping, like I'll use Chief Keef as an example. When Chief Keef hit the ceiling, he was doing features with no David Guetta. You get what I'm saying? Lil Uzi was doing features, no David. That's like in America when you can leave the hood and cross over and start performing, go Lollapalooza, like you.
and those niggas
like
don't
no
have to
Lo- no
leave
Rowdy Rich had the
themselves
same-
to
the same, yeah.
get to
That's
that
when they
standpoint.
say
They
you
stay
can.
who they are. Lil Jon has done it. Flo Rida has done
Rida.
it.
Yeah,
T-Pain.
Flo Rida
There's
did
a
it
lot of
for
niggas.
a minute.
Yeah, some of your favorites, if they still just American, some of
Not
them
enough.
say you're not killing it. That's why Pitbull, regardless of whatever anybody says, Pitbull and Flo Rida will always be top 100 artists in the world.
They have to.
I think the reason why acts like the Antwoord are doing the numbers they are doing and we are not is thank you, is it comes down to what we were talking about earlier about just
Which one? Oh, you got the little caps
the
on there.
benchmark ukuthi the people we connect to will tell you straight ukuthi I connect to a little Uzi more, you know, because of what is exposed to them. Bona, like intwana zamanje, for example, know for a fact ukuthi Lil Uzi Vert untwem.
Siyabonga.
Maselalela uStilo athi hayi.
Futhi
you know,
uzama ukusounda
I
njengaye.
lona, they talking like boring stories or whatever. So the advantage these people have, like the Afrikaner markets, ukuthi endlini ekhaya, i-timer will play a Steve Hoffman at every single bride, bro. Iy'ntwana zikhula zazi ukuthi this is the music we listen to, yabo. Whereas mungathi nje shwi shwi la, if it's not dance music, if they're playing hip hop, they're probably playing American hip hop. Yeah. You know, so it becomes like kuba ne ripple effects ukuthi it's always a struggle for a South African rapper to solidify their space, because even the top tier yethu is not doing those numbers. You know, so how hard is it going to be for you? In order for you to have a CD in every household, you might need to go there personally.
Even then, you won't. You know why?
Exactly.
You won't, because
We're not peaceful, but for these people, they'll go to gatherings, to bike rallies, to all of these things, and dish these CDs out.
Also, guys, one thing it's like it takes 21 days. Like, so one thing that I live by, my mantra is that I'm from the 290, south of Joburg, right? It takes 21 days to start a habit. It takes 90 days to create a lifestyle. Do you understand what I'm saying? So with all these other genres of folk music, Maskandi, it's a lifestyle. Like Lisa and I went to a Maskandi festival. These people live it. Like, it's a lifestyle. It's not good to see Samtandu Beast. No. Beast, mean. I am Beast.
it slots into the
I
whole
am
thing.
Beast.
But this is
You understand
what
what I'm
he's
saying?
speaking about, is the fact that South African artists don't connect with South Africans.
That's
This is the prime
core
thing. We
problem.
can't run from that. South African artists don't connect with us. When I listen to your stuff, I'm imagining, I can hear all your favorite rappers in your songs. I can hear them. When I'm listening to them, I'm like, okay, I hear this.
But not majority.
Okay, like, that's a blanket statement. That's a blanket statement.
You must fight for
I would say majority.
Yeah, but
I would say majority.
Guys,
There's cadences and there's influence, but that's not necessarily that's not a bad thing. But in everything, dog, the reason why Afrikaners are a minority. The reason why is because it speaks to every single Afrikaner that is there. They know, Guti, this guy is singing about me and my lifestyle and the things that I do and all of that. Like, our problem is that also we have too much diversity. That's also our problem.
It's not really a problem, but it's a
our
point.
problem.
It's a point.
Our problem is that there's too much for us to focus on. For example, Afrikaans is Afrikaans, dog. Yeah. That's you're done after that. There's nothing else. They're all whites. They're all Afrikaans. They all eat the same things. They all like beer. They all watch rugby. Tina, there's 11 languages that you've got to firstly contend with as a starting point.
But they're part of that 11 language.
No, but they catering to themselves as a language.
Yeah, but
Why?
guys, one thing that we're ignoring, the elephant in the room, is that just in hip hop, we're so pedantic in the sense of it that I don't want to hear about your stories. I don't care about your life, bro. Like, that's how hip hop consumers are as hip hop. We're not even talking about South Africa, as hip hop. But now, the consumer that's here at that house, in his mind when you're rapping, is actually listening to what you say. Like, these kids come up to me and say, yo, when you said, yo, running flat foot and all stars, I knew how that felt. Do you understand what I'm saying? Regardless of how you said it, even if I rapped it like Young Thug, the line,
the story.
That's why I'm also
important. The difference. The definition.
The problem is that as South Africa, when we tell our stories, we don't tell them in South African ways. We think that ikusheshe and being in the hood is a South African. That's a lie. That story is tired, dog. It's tired. There's like half of most of us here probably haven't been in a kusheshe unless you.
I have recently, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You were in a kusheshe?
Yes. I'm joking.
No, but I get your
I hear what you're
overall point.
saying.
I get your overall point.
So when people watch our videos, what's the saying Poregil? I've seen this video 10 times over, but you're not talking about the same thing. So how am I supposed to lock into what you have to say? The Unborn did it the best. They documented it the best. When you watch their videos, it's literally like, what the hell? But this is how, like, white like low-income South Africa lives like. Like, it's literally that. It's literally that. It's rave music, drugs, and just like a crazy
Popular
mom that doesn't
nice.
understand anything, that watches infomercials like an American mom, and a dad that's a mechanic.
We on the rise, we on the rise, we on the rise, oh, we going up.